Hi everybody. Oh, is that working? Yes, it looks like it is. Let's make doubly sure. I can't even see it. I hope it's working. I can see the volume level going up and down. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning now, and I've had a couple of rants today. And I've done a couple of little chats on the recording things. And some of you have been to watch it. That's staggering, but thank you for doing that. And I'm going to play some piano now. So I've had a couple of epiphany flashes, probably too many. Oh, self-camera on the piano. Tried this once before with that crabby little microphone I got, and it just sounded pants. So I'm just going to take a guess at this and see what happens. So I'm not going to rehearse it in any way, even the setup. Just going to do it and see what comes out. All right. So I do like smoking Epiphany Plus. It doesn't seem to like me. Right. So I think in one of the vids I did, the last one or the one prior to that, that is said something about yeah, it's moving. There's something about playing something by mistake, but it's still sounding good. It's like, oh, you can use that. So I should record everything. And mistakes, because well, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, but if we lift that out and maybe bung it somewhere else, how good would that be? It was to know it wasn't meant to be like that. I won't tell him if you won't, kind of thing. So I was trying to play a chord in a piece once. I can't remember where the piece was, but I remember thinking to myself, because I played this thing by mistake, it's like shape with my left hand and my right hand. The combination of where I put my hands wasn't a normal thing for me. So it was an accident as far as I was concerned. But if I could remove what I was trying to play away from the thing and just listen to what I actually played on its own kind of thing, I thought, I think there might be something in that. So, which was just this. It was just that. But I was trying to play that chord, but that's what I hit. I thought, oh, I quite like that. So that's now become the first piece of this. Keep those blooming earphones. Better way the earphones, I think. sustain on that note. Can't get out on a Gibson SG, mate. That's sustain. I'm just on my foot on the foot pedal. You can waddle around, get your rammy bars out. You can't do that. I'm only messing around there. But that has gone better and worse. But it wasn't that bad actually. I thought that went okay. I probably would be happy to use that on the take. I'll try and use like a whole take if I can. Just have a bit of like my epiphanies as well. So I'm hoping that hasn't distorted. But there's another piece which I've got. I can only store 2 pieces in this keyboard because there's another keyboard playing along underneath that, which you probably know, which I've just played it on its own. Got no hands. So that's more or less what I play with the other acousticy piano sound. So this is like the electric-y Rhodes sound underneath, which basically plays the meat and potatoes, and then I sort of supposedly play all the twinkly stuff on top. Nothing like that, maybe something like that. Is that right for you? Yeah, is that enough notes for you? Because Bob, can you play some more notes? Oh, do I have to? Yeah, 1 note, Bob, if I can get away with it. Just that note there. Is that right? Will that do? I'm happy boy then. Less notes the better. So I just wanted to come and talk to you about that and say, I did actually think that my lounge was in a mess, and this was kind of going to be, I was going to do an introduction to this, which would have been something like this. I was just going to busk it, although I kind of nicked this from my hero, Richard Feynman, because it's, my lounge is a mess, basically. I like, if I can sometimes, I go into someone's flat or house, pop around and see them, say, oh, how you doing? Oh, things are good, yeah. Or if I don't know, I brought my vacuum round with me, that kind of thing, you know. Just to make them think differently than they might normally be put in a position to think, well, I like it when this guy comes around. He always gets my brain working in places that I don't like it working there. Good. Thank you for telling me that kind of thing, you know. But this lounge is quite untidy. Can't see much of it. You can probably see a bit of my chessboard behind it. Maybe, I don't know if you can see my chessboard with some chess pieces on it. Wooden jobbies, you know. But this lounge is a mess, and it's a mess of all the waves in it. It's got radio waves in it, light waves in it. It's got, and I can prove it's got radio waves in it, because if you give me like a crystal radio set, I can pick up Radio Moscow in here. I could do it right now for you. Dial it up it will come. It's in here right now. The fact that I haven't tuned in to be able to receive it doesn't mean it's not here. It's here. So this whole room's a mess of all these waves bouncing up and down and bouncing around the room. And I can look straight into the camera, and the light rays that are bouncing off that wall and bouncing over to the other wall opposite there, so it's like a 90-degree angle to me, doesn't affect how I can see through to you and vice versa. And you can look through to here. Doesn't affect that. It's all happening at the same time. And this light stuff that's happening all at the same time, it's just electricity and magnetism. All that happens to it, basically, it's like what they call a photon. As far as I can understand it, I'm talking my sort of meagre understanding of these things, but I do look into it and try and get some sort of concept, but try and step back and think, look at it simply. Probably because that's what some of the real great people that I really admire, like your Einstein, that's what they used to do. If you can't explain your theory to a kiddie, you haven't sussed it. You need to be able to know it so well that you can just explain it in such simple terms. That's what's happening. But that's what's happening in this room. Richard Feynman kind of explained that. And what's happening is that this particle of light, or this quantum of light, known as a photon, it constantly changes from electricity to magnetism. And every time it does that, and then back again, so it's electricity, magnetism, that's what light powers it along. That's what makes it go along. They figured out, well, what's going on there? How does it get from there to there? Well, that's what it's doing. It's just like producing its own energy transfer, if you like, to buffer it along at 186,000 miles a second. Unless you put it through some kind of crystal, that might slow it down a bit. Look into that. It's very interesting. But there you go. And so this room's a mess. So I've just polluted it even more by adding those sound waves to it. So maybe it's better with the sound waves in or with the sound waves out. I'll perhaps leave you to judge that. But I've had a tinkle on the piano. That's my first go with this setup. I did try it once with the, like I said, with this little Logitech. Oh, my screen's gone blank. I've got this little Logitech mic. I'll try and give you a quick eyeball on that, but I'm never going to use this again. As long as this thing here, it's like a desktop thing. I mean, it was 20 quid, but I don't know. I want to impress. But anyway, there we go. With the 414, hopefully this is not coming through too badly. Although it is sort of 2.5 feet from me now, so you won't get much of the proximity effect. I won't sound that warm. I wouldn't have thought. So I'll compensate by trying to talk lower in a deeper voice, you do. But thank you very much for tuning in again, and that's what my boxing glove style is, kind of. There's another piece which I'm going to play, but it's fucking hard to play, and as you might have noticed, there's no like click there to keep me in time. So all I've got to go in by to keep my time in is that my metering of how I played the notes in the track that I'm playing over, if that makes sense. Because like some of the movements in the left hand particularly in that first piece keeps me when I'm playing on top into the timing. I've got to focus on those bits if I can, but they're the hardest bits to hear for reasons which I'm going to do another post about that, just to explain the differences there, because somebody might be interested in that, or at least my perception of how I see it, and then anyone can take as much notice as they like, including none. But thank you once again for tuning in and having a listen to me. And I'll play some piano for you. I did promise I would, and for those of you who've mentioned that, thank you so much for even watching, and B, for taking the trouble and the time out of your life to send me a message. Thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate that, and long may that kind of interaction thing continue. And I'll be out on the road soon with my certainly 6 months. I'm hoping that within 6 months I can be seriously either already just started or just about to start my mobile recording studio thing, because I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be great, and I don't need to make a lot of money to do it. I just need to get around and survive. Okay, so I'm looking forward to that. That should be fun. Thank you very much for letting me. I'll get warmer now because I'm leaning a bit nearer, so my voice will sound warmer. So put your best seductive blooming advert voice on, Bobby. Oh no, I'll just talk, I think. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I'll be off now, and I hope we can talk again. Do come into my lounge another time, please. Good night.